Alright, so hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and I think it's finally time that we delve a little bit deeper into some of the arc guns because we are obviously going to need them for the big spoiler fights. And we are going to start it off by taking a quick look at the Grattler. Now, I think the idea with the Grattler is that it's supposed to be like an anti-air flak cannon, but in reality it's more like a fully automatic quad-barrel grenade launcher, which is one of the most fun descriptions a weapon can have, I think. And it's ultimately what won me over when I first checked it out many moons ago. I just saw it and went, well, yep, that looks like something I need to have. Now, the Grattler, unlike many other arc guns, doesn't actually require you to get different parts from syndicates, but instead you just get the blueprint from the chem lab in your dojo and build it in your foundry. Though it is pretty damn expensive. It costs 65,000 credits, 5 tellurium, 6,000 salvage, 3,500 oxium and 1 Forma. Plus, if you also want to use it on the ground or in the spider fight and you already used your first Gravimac, you will also have to get that from the Tenno lab in your dojo, which will cost you additional 25,000 credits, 10 Gyromac systems, 5 Atmo systems and 2 Repeller systems. Now, the Grattler only requires Mastery Rank 4 to use, and it does 175 damage with a direct hit, but there is also an after explosion that does 100 damage. And the damage distribution on both the projectile and the explosion is the same percentage-wise, so it's 80% puncture and then 10% slash and impact. And the secondary stats aren't too shabby either. It comes with 25% crit chance, 2 times crit multiplier, and 25% stages chance. It can also fire up to 6.25 rounds per second with pretty decent accuracy, and when used in Arcwing mode it has 60 rounds in the mag and recharges 10 rounds per second, but when you use it in a normal mission it will only have 30 rounds in the magazine with 180 rounds in total and a reload time of 2 seconds. But it's not the only thing that happens when you use the weapon in a normal mission, because it seems like the explosion goes from doing IPS damage to doing blast damage, and it seems that the majority of the damage the explosion does is blast. And I think it's also worth mentioning that the weapon does self-damage. It doesn't do annoying amounts of self-damage. It will take a couple of shots to take out some of the beefier frames, but if you're running this on something squishier, you need to be careful. And finally, the Grattler also comes with 1V polarity as standard. And the build I'm currently using on the Grattler requires 2 more Forma where you add 2 extra Vs. And the setup is using Rubido lined barrel for the damage, dual rounds for the multi-shot, parallax scope for crit chance, hollowed bullets for crit damage, and then I have magazine extension for 60% increased magazine capacity. But there is a reason for this. I am running this with a Naros, so I don't have any damage multiplication when I'm fighting the spider, and I also like soloing the spider, so I need all the ammo I can get to actually get through the phase without having to pick up ammo. Okay, and then we have polar magazine for core damage and combustion rounds with electrified barrel for radiation, which is what the big spiders are weak to. However, I only use radiation and cold for the profit taker. I use corrosive and heat for everything else. Also, if you're using the Grattler in a normal mission, it's far better to target the ground near the enemies and let the splash damage get them rather than hitting them directly. Because hitting the enemies directly makes the damage go haywire and it's all over the place. Sometimes you hit them really hard, sometimes it does almost nothing, but when you hit the ground near them and you let the splash damage them, it seems to be very consistent. And the damage, as you can see, is actually not half bad, and it seems to do more than enough damage to actually be useful in sorties. But I don't think too many people care about the performance of the Grattler in a normal mission, so let us go and say hello to the big spoiler. Now, I unfortunately don't have too much to reference here in terms of arc guns, because I only ever killed the spider with the Fluctus and now the Grattler, but blimey, I would take the Grattler over the Fluctus any day of the week. Because unlike the Fluctus, the Grattler actually works properly, so when you shoot something, you will do damage. Quite a nice chunk of damage as well, actually, and when my aim isn't all over the place and I actually manage to hit the spider with the majority of my shots, I can get through the entire phase on one set of ammo, which is really good. Especially since I use Inaros to fight the spider, so once again I have no damage multiplication, so if you're running something like Chroma, you're golden. Though at the moment it is rather unfortunate that I can't compare the performance to other arc guns just yet, but I am planning to get through all the arc guns, try them against the spider and all that, and then do another video where I'll sort of list them in order of performance. But for now, I at least know that it is better than the Fluctus. Damn. That's really underwhelming when you have particles on low. Though I still prefer the Fluctus for actual Arcwing missions because the projectile is absolutely huge and it pierces through essentially everything, whereas the Grattler has travel time on the grenades and the explosion isn't that big. But it's more of a matter of preference than anything else, because pretty much all the arc guns are strong enough to do Arcwing missions. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the Grattler. It's just a fun, over-the-top, ridiculous gun that's pretty damn effective as well. Now this video is sort of a test to see if you guys actually care about ARC gun videos, so please let me know in the comment section down below, and if there's anything you would like me to add to these videos, please let me know as well. And that, as they say, is that. So I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Call our home, push to keep the dark from